Hey, good morning, everybody. It's Cale Casey. It's Wednesday, July 10th. We're right here at the Moose Forward Operating Base for the Shovel Creek Fire with your morning live Back to Basics update. Let's go with the good right now. We had the firefighters successfully make it from the dozer line north all the way on the hand lines they built up to the river, the Chatanika River. We covered that last night in a post on the AK Fire Info blog, so if you're looking for a detail of that map, go there for it. But that's the good news. Just to break that down, for those of you who live in McCloud, what that means is the line that comes off the ridge from your neighborhood down was not used as the fire line. That's going to be now a backup line. So I just want to clear that up. The dozer line from the fuel break and the hand line coming off of McCloud was not used in the firing operation. The firing operation went down the dozer line into Murphy Creek, and we put some footage up this morning. You can click on the link so you can see the fire effects. We had a really good wind out of the east yesterday, helping us out. As you can see, the footprint has changed quite a bit. We're up to 18,500 acres. We have interior burning with our PSD machine. We're trying to fill in slowly as this fuel consumes itself. You'll see more red on the map. Again, we have firefighters up in Chatanika East prepared. We have firefighters up in West. Those crews have worked up and they're about to meet the dozers that are tucking this back in, that phrase we use for when a fire finds available fuel in an old area of unburned fuel from the 2009 fire. So that's your quick operational update. The ugly again is that smoke. Obviously last night and this morning, really, really thick. I know some of the locals probably have a meter in their head, like maybe this is the worst day ever, kind of in my 10, 12 days here. And I live down a Willow where there's still some Swan Lake smoke, but not nearly like this. We're getting that huge regional smoke. Just want to remind you on that. I do have a special guest, Nick Cronquist. He's going to be the community reentry liaison. You met him a couple days ago. We have a couple updates for you from our community meeting. Nick, take it from here.
All right, perfect. Thank you very much. So last night, operations and the ICs came together in our public meeting. We're able to tell everyone that we're opening up the evacuation levels from a 3 to a 2 in the neighborhoods that were effective. And so we're actually pretty excited about that. So that's for these ones right here, McCloud, Martin, and Perch. You are now going to be just a level 2. And so we're going to have a re-entry time at noon today where we'll actually let you in. We're actually going to control this, so it's going to be noon, and we're going to be coming in off Old Murphy Dome and Murphy Dome. And so we're actually going to be there at noon, and I'm going to head up there and kind of help coordinate some of that. And then basically we actually had, when we were doing the information last night, we were trying to get the information out, and so we just wanted to do the ones that were changing. And so that's actually created some bit of a controversy, so I wanted to make sure we clear things up. Level 3s are moving to a level 2s. Level 2s are the McCloud, Martin, and Perch. And all the level 1s that were currently there, they're still there. And so I'm going to read those off again real quick. The Chatanika River corridor. So at noon today, that access point is actually going to be open up. So you'll be able to go back through there and be able to access all those points down there. You also have the Drouin, the Hardluck. You also have Moose Mountain, Coyote Jones, Hattie Creek, all still in a level 1, so we still want you to be ready to go out there in case something happens, because we still have weather that is coming in and there's fire potential for other reasons. But we're feeling good about our fire line here, and that's why we're allowing evacuation levels to drop a little bit and allow people to get back in their homes and maybe start their lives again.
Great, so let's break that down. Why can't I drive up Spinach Creek if that's my normal pattern to go up to my home in Martin? Why? And let's clarify. What you're saying is that Spinach Creek is still going to be blocked off.
Yep, we're going to block that off until 6 o'clock tonight, and there's a couple good reasons why. One, we're letting firefighters get to their places, so this whole area is still going to be, it's an active area. So we have firefighters still doing active fire protection, we have people working the lines, we have water, and there's still fire on the ground, still trying to skunk around there. You might have some stump holes that are still burning out, and so then we want to make sure that people are there in place. And so we want firefighters to be able to ingress and egress out of the area. And so that's one of the main reasons why we're trying to slowly allow people back in. And so 12 o'clock, this is going to be open, and then 6 o'clock off Spinach Creek, we're actually going to have the opening for everybody in the level 2 areas to go in.
Okay, so if you're level 3, you're going to come up Murphy, you're going to check in with Nick, he'll be there. He's actually going to take off pretty soon to get up there in place. And then by the end of the day, you'll be coming in off of the Spinach Creek after 1800. The safety officer, Ken Greger, last night at the community meeting mentioned a couple safety issues. Big rigs, big water tenders are going to be on that road. That road takes a lot of wear and tear from our traffic. We do have graders that fix it, but it is a high impact road right now. So that's that driving with your headlights on, not doing the looky-loo, getting out and taking photos. Just focus on your property. We still have, like Nick said, a lot of active fire weather type behavior today. We could get a clearing later, and that clearing, when the smoke lifts, could cause some more fire behavior.
Yep, you're gonna see that smoke and you're gonna see that activity. And so you have firefighters, and one thing I want to touch base with you is my position as the re-entry coordinator. I have a phone number. This is the phone, so I'll give you the number again, 907-371-4608. If you have questions about the re-entry process, or you just if you want to do anything, this is the phone you're going to call me on, and I'll be reachable. I'll be up on that line at noon, so hopefully I'll be able to run into you guys.
Okay, drive safe up there. We'll see you soon. I wrote the number down on my hand, so again, if you want it, it's 907-371-4608. That's the number for the level 3s today. Now, I want to also address the fire, weather, and a potential initial attack. If we were to get a new start in this general area, the map planning area, one of the jobs that a Type 1 incident management team does is it provides initial attack support to what we call the home unit. The home unit in this case is the Division of Forestry, Department of Natural Resources, Fairbanks. So with that, we have one of our division supervisors, Amy, is part of the engine crew here, and then we have another division, and that's like kind of the initial attack in case we have a spot fire. You've been hearing about those 6 engines. Then we have another division supervisor who's in charge of having some resources ready to go in case there's a lightning strike. Why are we talking about that? The weather's changing today. We're gonna have some thunderstorms moving in the area. We don't exactly know if they're gonna be carrying lightning or not, and it looks like this pattern is gonna set in for the next several days. When you have conditions this dry and the indices are off the charts, then initial attack becomes something that's a very, very high priority. We're used to that. Every time an incident management team of a Type 2 or Type 1 or even a Type 3 goes into an area, part of what they agree to do is have the back of the home unit, because the home unit already has their hands full. We're a force multiplier. We have 850 personnel on this fire right now. We've told you where they are working with the mopping up, the holding from this great burn yesterday, working around these structures, looking to bring this fire in a uniform way down to the river, working around this outer edge. But then there's always a couple crews, engines and helicopters that are designated as the ready out crew. They train for that. They spend their day ready to get the call, so they're fully engaged in what they're doing. But if there's an initial attack, those crews break down their gear, they get their gear ready, they get manifested. They either go by road if it's a road initial attack, new start, or by air if it's an air, they'll get inserted. And so we just want to make sure you understand that doesn't take away from our firefighting force. We build it into the plan so that we can provide that for you, for this area, especially when the fire danger is this high, okay? From the community meeting last night, we want to thank you for all attending. For those of you online, we did have some folks wearing some masks, and the key point from Trent Wickman, the Air Resource Advisor, is the seal. There were 4 different types of masks, so if you're going to invest in a mask, make sure it's really tight seal. That's really what his main point yesterday was, because this air will find its way around the loose mask, and then it won't be effective at all. Again, that community meeting is online. You can watch it there. We're going to be part of our transparency campaign today. We have some infrared footage from the ship from Colorado that's up here helping us out, mapping the real-time progression of the fire. We've gotten permission to access some of that footage so we can share it with you. We're also hoping to share some drone footage with you. And again, we want to make sure if you have any lingering questions that you have a chance to answer. And I just want to talk to the level 1ers out there, because you know, I'm part of the Sockeye Fire community in Willow, and there is a part of you that preparedness is going to be something that means more to you now that you've been through this really traumatic experience with this fire so close to your houses. There are parts of the lower 48, Southern Oregon, almost all the Denver Metro, Boulder, Colorado Springs area, parts of Idaho, parts of Montana, where the local emergency management and law enforcement have grouped together to really get the culture of having their citizens and homeowners think about mentally being on a level 1 from the minute that sometime in May or June, when things dry out enough, all the way through the season. And they're having those discussions now more and more without actually formally issuing a one, to just get that concept that we're living in a world where fire is now part of our communities and landscape, either in a bad way or a good way. Obviously, this work in here is going to set up all these homeowners and all their children and the next generations for a long time with a very safe area, because this is a hazardous fuel buildup of black spruce. I'll put up some fire effects later. When you see the fire effects, what we're showing you is an uncontrolled wildfire without us managing it is the type that can move quickly and take out structures. That's kind of like a loaded gun on the landscape. That's what happened in my community in Willow. In 8 hours, 54 homes were burned down in 2015. That was the sockeye fire. That was the real deal of a traumatic buildup of really awful fuel, this black spruce, and it really took out our neighborhoods. And I live what's called in the black. So all of our neighborhood right now, level 1 is just a normal kind of mindset of having a plan, your papers, your pets, your pills, your personal items, just all throughout the summer. Talkeetna area right now, they've had 2 fire starts in the last week. Those folks should be mentally thinking about the level 1. So let's hope that the thunderstorms skip us and pass us by, but if we do get some lightning strikes, we have the ability for the aerial supervisor to go find them. We have the ability for the drones to identify where that infrared heat signature might be, and then we can direct in the bucket chips, we can direct in crews, we can take care of it in a number of different ways. So we just want to make sure we broke that down for you to understand it. So again, post your questions here. Thanks so much for joining us today, and we'll be back with you tomorrow morning at right about this time. Thank you.